Dead air, unless the chat's really lively. Oh, look at there. It's already live, no intro.
Stand for what we believe in. Let the people sing. We will stand for what we believe in. Let the people.
Okay, well, that's weird.
Yeah, I'm going to say this is Technical Difficulties Tuesdays.
Stand for what we believe in. Let the people sing.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
They will not break our country's strength. They will not take our nation's freedom. Let the people sing. We will not turn our backs today. We will stand for what we believe in. Let the people sing.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the F.O.B. It is Talk About It Tuesday, and every Monday through Friday where we regroup, recalibrate, and resupply so we can, Charlie Mike, continue mission. I hope y'all are having a good Tuesday, and don't let the technical difficulties get you down.
Yeah, good morning, everyone. It's been a very weird morning already.
Yeah. It has. It has. I'm pretty sure the technical difficulties may continue. I'm not to manifest them, but they're already here, so we got to work through them and get past them. And once you get past that speed bump, everything will be good to go. So I hope everybody's having a good day. I'm Double A, and I don't know if Brandon. Brandon, not Brian.
Can you hear me? Yeah, I'm still here. Can
I
you hear
think
me?
as long as I don't talk, it don't cut you out. So.
Well, it's not showing anything on my screen right now. It's black. So as long as you can hear me, we're fine for now, I guess.
Yeah, I see you're black on your end, but I can still hear you.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, you can hear me for now. We'll keep, because I don't want to hop off and then not be able to get back on for now. But good morning, everyone.
Right.
It's just technical days. Don't know what the heck's going on, but we'll see. But I'll only be up here for 10 minutes or so, and then I got a meeting. But, yeah. Good morning, everyone. Hope everyone's doing well, staying warm. It's actually warm in Pennsylvania. It's 40 right now. So, and it says it feels like 47, which is weird. So I'll take
that
gets
feel like temperature. You think the feel like temperature would be the actual temperature?
Yeah, no, it's and especially it's saying like it being this cold, and it's saying what it actually is. But I mean, I'll take it.
Right.
As long as you finally get some snow down there and I get some warmth.
I seen there was another burst, like this is a false spring. I put it in the Discord weather channel of the latest what I've seen, and that's the only weather I watch. But it's gonna be warm, and then we're gonna get a little cold burst apparently.
I just hope that groundhog is wrong. Like
so far he has been.
I mean, we'll see, but like it was just such a cold January that like I'm hoping.
See, for y'all, it was not. Like for us, we didn't experience down here, but I'd say for up there in the northeastern portion of the states and by the Great Lakes, I'd say y'all experienced it. What winter is actually supposed to be like, as far as the cold, the snow.
Well, getting 2 feet of snow in like 6 hours isn't anything that I want to experience or what it's supposed to be like. Like that crap can go away.
Oh yeah. Is that normal? Like for the winters up there?
Absolutely not.
Because if that happened here, that would be like, okay, the apocalypse is happening. 2 feet of snow in Louisiana would be like, yo, something's wrong.
Out. Happen anywhere down south, like that, I don't think you guys would survive.
Some of us would. I would. It's because I did it in Oklahoma and I know what the experience is like. But yeah,
Trace wouldn't survive. He might be from West Virginia. He's a good old Florida boy now, and it drops below freaking 60 degrees, shutting down.
Yeah, that's the majority of the South. Which is Sling Buzz says it's 59 where he is, which that's what it is here, where I'm at too. 58 to be exact.
Oh, looks like my meeting is starting now.
All right, brother. Well, you have a good meeting. If you can hop back on, I'll be here.
Hopefully it goes by quickly, but I just got the invite. So yeah, much love, everyone. You guys can't see me right now, but appreciate y'all. Hopefully I'll hop back on. If not, then I'll see y'all tomorrow morning.
All right, much love, brother. I'll see how long I can handle it by myself.
Later, Bubba.
Later, man. Welcome everybody to the AA portion of the show. Let's see. Yeah, good morning, Molly and Sling. Anybody else want to talk about something on this Tuesday? Let's see. I'll do some little Google searches for some topics. Let's see what we can throw at the board and see what sticks. I did hear about a tragic shooting that happened in Rhode Island at a school, and prayers out to everybody and those traumatized, those hurt, and those that have lost somebody. That's unacceptable. I did find out a little bit of information about it, nothing major or deep. I'm just going to say what I've seen from the daughter's aspect of what she said, that her father did something and he was suffering from mental health issues. And that's why I always reach out, always talk to someone, always try to connect. Always try to get yourself into a calm state to where you're happy with yourself. That way the outside world can't afflict you, where you cause harm to them or yourself. I hope everybody's having a blessed day, and I will say this is a little different and probably a little difficult to do all by yourself, especially not having the buttons to push like they can. So I'm kind of like just sitting in front of a camera. So if things go south, you'll just see a blank screen for a while. If I have to step away, I do apologize for any dead air time. A new mermaid tattoo. It was $40. How big? I don't even know how much tattoos cost these days. And I would ask for the location, but I'm just going to assume the top of the foot, one of the most painful areas. It's like about a 4 or 5 inch mermaid tattoo on the top of the foot. I hear that's the most painful area. Yeah, I'm so sorry about the dead air, guys. Trying to do 2 things: find something to talk about, and the chat's not moving too much, so don't have much to really continue on there. On this Talk About It Tuesday, what is your what's your favorite beverage? Let's just start something simple right there. Elementary school type. You want a 5th grade education right here? I will hit you with some elementary school questions. It's not that big, it's small, and you have it on your arm. Yeah, it's good not to get something too big, and if it is, I say a tattoo would have to be, for me, have some kind of meaning or symbolism behind it as well. I'll take your time, Sling. Get vertical. That's pretty important. You try to get vertical too fast, you'll end up going horizontal in the opposite direction too quickly, and that could be a lot more uncomfortable than just not being vertical. And if you're coming in on the, I wouldn't be able to bump you in. I don't have admin status, even though I'm up here all by myself. Brad should be on the sidelines, keeping an eye here and there. And Brandon should be back. And then if Chaotic, if he gets vertical, he'll jump in. He has access to do the button pushing. For those in the chat, any particular topics that I can go extensive on that you may have heard of in the past few days? I would just hit with some current events of the day. We'll just be like a little news broadcast of headlines. Did not know Reverend Jesse Jackson, a civil rights icon, dies at 84 years old. NBC News. See, this is on today at 3:30 a.m. Whenever that was published. Rest in peace. And condolences to all family members and loved ones of him. Regardless of anybody's personal opinions about him, a death is nothing to take lightly. So may the days get better for everybody afterwards. But and for those following politics, of course, Hillary Clinton and all that with the e-files and all that. Not going extensive on that, but there's always something you can find about drama in the news as well. Ooh, let's see. Let me check over on the chats over here and see what's going on. How you doing, Colt? Good morning, brother. I hope everything's going well. Or was that Brad? It was I'm sorry. Okay, that was the admin thing. Everybody's sending out one. That's set on all the channels. Either way, good morning, Colt, Brandon, Brad, everybody. Hope everybody's doing well, having blessed ones. Everybody keep up with Colt. I can't remember the exact release dates of his music, but go see his channel and you'll be able to see the release dates and slight previews of his songs that are coming out. Two mics. I've heard the song One Mic. I don't know if anybody's been that far back into the hip hop era in the 90s. Trivia on the F.O.B. Who made the song? Who made the song One Mic? Hip hop era. I think it was in the 90s. I want to say like 96, 97. Let's see. Well, I will say, if you try to look at current events, the only thing that's really going on in current events is everything to do with E-Files, Iran, and Trump. And that's pretty much the normal what everybody's talking about these days. I'm not gonna lie, if I'm gonna say that some of that gets old, some of that's depressing, some of that's very aggravating to sit there and talk about politics and all these things that are happening horribly in the world nonstop. And honestly, in my opinion, I don't think so. I don't think a lot of it's going to stop. We have to learn to adapt and overcome and work through it and figure out where we fit in this life to be able to. Oh, look, Sling, you have access. Good morning, brother. I think we need to stay diligent and strong to be able to make it through these hard times that are in everyday news.
Good morning.
Good morning, brother. I didn't know you had access. Welcome and thank you.
I snuck in.
Yeah, there you go. I'm gonna have to learn that trick one day.
It's about who you know.
Right, and then if there's room for you to fit in on it,
Right.
there's like limited access on the admin side of it right
Well,
now.
I got to thank the true American Brad to get it going.
Oh, there you go.
This
Or you
train
got
don't stop.
no, yeah.
So how was you with all that weather this morning or this weekend?
We got a couple of tornadoes. Now to bring it up, kind of forgot. But yeah, we had I think 3 tornadoes that hit locally around here. And I think there was like over a dozen stretching from Lake Charles all the way up to Shreveport.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so it was I mean, nothing here, nothing I'm not used to, but I think the tornadoes that did make were like EF0s, so it was like
Little bitty
winds of like
ones.
75 miles an hour, so nothing like too damaging. I mean, throw like a loose dog, chicken coop around if it ain't, or a tent. If you was camping, your tent would be flying out somewhere.
I think it's like next, is it March or April? I think's when like tornado season starts around here.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, the peak of spring is normally whenever it starts getting pretty rough.
Everybody was talking about.
Especially up there in like Oklahoma when I was up there.
Right. I I lived in Oklahoma for about 2 years, and right in Oklahoma City, and think we might have had like 2 tornadoes come through that area. Now, right down south of us in Norman, that area
Yeah.
was getting hit like almost once a week, it seemed like.
Yeah, it's like North Texas, Southeast Oklahoma, and then and it was I was in Northeast Oklahoma, up there like Talala. Like it was like 30, 45 minutes above Tulsa. It's like you could see just nothing but just empty plains. It's just like made me wonder, did they clear them all out, or did the tornadoes just knock all the trees down and just never let them grow back? It's because it's emptiness. It's just like it's like all cow pastures and stuff. It's like, man, they don't have a lot of trees up here.
we went through an F0 I think it was last spring, and it was not fun. I'm sitting there trying to get into the shelter, and as I'm trying to open the door, the tree falls down like 5 feet away from me. I don't even hear the tree fall or land or nothing, and I just see it, and I'm like, all I hear is just the wind blowing around me.
Yeah.
Not fun.
No, it's not. I know like I remember the first year I lived in Oklahoma, it was like every single day for that whole spring, like for 3 months, every single day. It was like I was in the middle of the night running to the shelter because it was like your phone would go off or you watching the news. And it was like this next 6 months after that, it was like, I can't sleep very well right now. Just so used to just like anytime the wind blows, like you're just like, man, I'm not used to this in Louisiana. I can handle a hurricane, but I know the hurricane's coming like a week ahead of time. A tornado, they're
Yeah,
like, you got 7 hours, maybe.
maybe sometimes they tell you like that hour right then. Then you're
Yeah,
like, oh,
yeah, you just hear wind blowing and you look out the window and like it was one time we had a dog pen that we made into a chicken coop and we didn't anchor it down. And I'll look through the window and I'm like, the chicken coop went through the neighbor's yard, down their driveway, down the road. I'm like, I didn't know the chicken coops could drive, but
that
it's
reminds
like,
me like when I was overseas in Japan, my very first day there, I get up that morning, all of a sudden I hear air raid sirens. I jump up and start crawling underneath like my bed and everything. My roommate's been there for a while already, and he's like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "It's air raid sirens." He's like, "That's their sign of going to work at the shipyard." And I'm like, "Oh, that makes sense." But it was
man,
not fun hearing the air raid sirens at first.
no, because I think the tornado sirens or the whatever they have three different tones for the sirens, like flash floods, or it's either earthquakes or flash floods, and then they got the ones for tornadoes, and then they have one for like if it's like an aerial attack, like if we were under like get to a fallout shelter, and they
Yeah.
all have like a different sequence to them. I didn't know that until I was up there for one time. They were doing like testing of all of them, and I'm just like, what are all these different sounds? Like they were going. I thought the U.S. was under attack at this point. I was just like, what's going on? Are these the trumpet sounds they talk about in Revelations? Is everybody else hearing this? I don't know what's going on.
And I know you was talking earlier about. I'm gonna digress for a minute. You was
Oh, go ahead.
asking when Colt's music drops were Better Man is coming out March 11th, and then Ride is coming out March 25th, and then he also has a drop
Is-
with
Yeah, I was gonna say, isn't he featured on one with somebody that's coming
that
up
he's
pretty
featured
soon?
on. I think it's
The 25th, I think. I got the 25th in my head for it's either that or something
Sweetie, or
else.
I can't pronounce that his name. Yeah, it's on the 25th.
Okay.
Uh, I've just been dealing with a lot of headaches and stuff. And yesterday I wanted to sleep in. It was like my one day off. I was like, oh, I didn't even wake up for the F.O.B this morning.
Oh man, I was wondering if the technical difficulties was gonna get us started.
Yeah, I seen we
Like,
had a little bit of issues with the sing this morning.
yeah, I think it's because Brad's in a different location at the conference he's in, so trying to do things remotely while doing like we'd already do it remotely, but he's away from his normal place he does it, so it's like I think that's making the technical part just be a little difficult right now.
Right.
Yeah. But speaking of the headaches, I noticed like a couple people have been doing. I think this false spring or this feeling of spring that's coming around for like everywhere like here. No, not for Brandon. He's not. He hasn't. He's slowly getting that feeling right now. I think he's
Yeah.
40, but feels like 47. But that
Ooh.
it's making the plants produce pollen. Like even though it's like no leaves and stuff, like certain ground plants. So we had a pollen alert the other day. And I was like, interesting. And the very next day, people were like, "Oh, I'm all stuffy. I got a headache." Or I'm like, the allergies of like the season's getting all out of whack. It's throwing allergies out of whack.
Night crawlers are already crawling around here.
Yeah, it's
I went out
interesting.
I went out in the yard last night and I was like, what are these little bitty, it looked like little crawdad mounds, but only about maybe half an inch tall. And I was like, this ain't no crawdad. What is it? Walked out there and there's big old night crawlers crawling up. I'm like, man, it's springtime already. It's almost fishing season.
Oh yeah, I was watching well, what's his name? Pelican Bone Outdoors. I watch his YouTube channel, and he's down in Lafitte, Louisiana. But he does like crawfishing on his own, like crawfish traps, and goes places kayaking, fishing, and like red drum fishing. I love watching his channel because he's like showing all these different ways to catch fish in places. But he's getting crawfish right now, and he's like, this is the earliest he's ever gotten crawfish.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah, it's because they burrow down whenever it's really cold and deep in the mud, and then whenever it warms up, they come up. So it's like that false spring, or that's this feeling of spring, which that weather thing I put in the Discord. He's saying that it's a false spring, so it's like we're gonna get like another big cold snap. I think
Oof.
I can't remember when. I didn't finish watching it, but I know it's how he said sometime in March, like I think mid-March. St. Patrick's Day. It's gonna be perfect. St. Patrick's Day. Everybody's gonna be frozen and.
I remember when I was living in Colorado, it'd be Mother's Day, and there was a 50% chance of snow almost every year. I lived there.
Where was this?
I lived out there from 2013, 2020, so 7 years. I moved around a lot once I got out of the military, one place to the next. Couldn't stay too many places too long, it seemed like.
Right. Well, yeah, if you've been in for a while and you change stations, I mean, it's like most people change duty stations, whatever.
Every 3 to 4 years.
4 years, yeah. Like
I
some
think
people every 2 years, or put in a transfer to somewhere sooner, or you get a promotion that bumps you somewhere else. And moving around is pretty common in the military world.
The Navy, it also depended on your rating, because some ratings were full-time sea duty, some were part sea duty, part shore duty, some were all shore duty. So it just depended on your MOS/rating.
Right.
Speaking of like ratings, I know you were working on your disability. Have you already filed?
Yeah, I got all my appointments made, and just waiting on them to send all the evidence and review it, then make a decision, and then that now I'm at that part where it's going to take a while before I hear something.
Right.
I've done like the evidence gathering and everything. Yeah, I didn't do the intent to file whenever I should have, so I just did, instead of doing the intent to file before, I just did I waited till I had everything, and then I filed it.
And
I knew about the intent to file, but I was being lazy. It was one of the procrastinating things I did. Bit myself in the butt on it.
I didn't know about the intent to file my first time. Didn't quite have all my medical evidence on some things, so that's why this time I did my intent to file, making sure I get all my medical evidence right now, all my buddy, what do they call it? Buddy statements.
Yeah, you can get buddy statements. I had to make a personal statement, which is good for you to make one anyway, because it kind of like breaks down what you want to tell them. Like if you were sitting in front of them, telling them why I'm making a claim, and then you have a buddy statement that matches that. Especially if you don't have, like, I haven't got a buddy statement for anything, but if you don't have like the medical evidence or anything like that to prove this happened to you while you was in service, but I have 5 people that were there when it happened, even though it didn't go to TMC or sick hall or anything. The buddy statements kind of, from my understanding, help build that case to where it'll like help you get approved for it.
And when I was in the buddy system, or going to sick call, it wasn't, you didn't really want to go to sick call unless you had to. And all they were going to give you was some ibuprofen and say, here, carry on.
See, I waited until drill sergeant looked at me and goes, "Why ain't you going to sick hall?" And I'm like, "Because you didn't tell me to go to. You told me not to." And he goes, "You're stupid." I'm like, "I guess I am. I'm for listening to you and not going. I guess I am."
I
I
mean,
remember that they told me, looked at me, it's like, "Man, you should have went." I was like, "Well, can I go now?" He's like, "You got to go now. there's no, there's no, can I or am I not going to?"
I I learned very quickly, pretty much not to want to go to the medical because I got I was in A school and I missed PT that morning. So I was like, I'm gonna go to sick call. I was like, oh, my stomach's hurting down here on my right side. Next thing I know, I'm being put in an ambulance, being taken to the Naval Hospital about 40 minutes away, and then for, they and it put me in the hospital, and I was in the ER probably about 4 or 5 hours. And it's like, oh, we're going to keep you. Your blood counts up. I'm like, okay. Next thing I know, they're like, oh, we're going to take out your appendix. We think you might have
Oh wow.
appendicitis. It was a lot of good times,
Yeah.
especially I got out. It was like, well, you went from being you missed PT because you was drunk to be getting your appendix taken out. I'm like, yep.
Right. They're thinking they're trying to be like, "Oh, so you just getting drunk again?" Like, no, this time it was for real.
But I didn't really need it taken out because I didn't have appendicitis. They was just worried that it might
Right. Well,
rupture.
yeah, I know.
And
Like, I had a friend who had his appendix ruptured, and man, he looked like he was. It looked like he was like at the end. He was like screaming, yelling. It's almost like somebody. I guess he's described it as like somebody stabbing him in the gut and just turning the knife. Like, I
oh,
was like, ah,
it it hurt, but it hurt more. I think once I got out of the surgery, they gave me the first shot of morphine. The second, and then I didn't want to wake up. I was like, it still hurts too much, so they gave me a little bit more. And next thing you know, I'm screaming, "Wee! I'm on morphine!" And, and
right.
they'll push me up to my gurney and to the bed. That says, "Well, since you're on that, you can get yourself into your bed." I learned very quickly not to upset the nurses and stuff.
Yeah. Oh man, I remember waking up one time being it was from a head trauma, and I didn't know I was being like walked. Like whenever you're getting released from like the ER, and they like walking you, make sure that you're like coherent enough to be able to be released. I didn't. I came to like in the process of them doing that, and I thought I was like being dragged somewhere, and I'm trying to like fight away from these two guys who are like 3 times my size, and like trying to fight away from them. And it was definitely not them were definitely not the nurses that I wanted to make mad, because after they like set me down in a chair, it was like a drill sergeant be like, "You're about to go someplace you don't want to go." Like, I'm like at that point, and it was like, okay, I understand now. I could have waited to do this when I was a little bit more coherent. You don't want to come. You don't want to come out of a blackout in the middle of being walked somewhere with two people holding your arms. You're like, why am I being tactical carried somewhere? I don't like this. This is not. Is like one of the worst feelings to wake up to.
I remember, I think probably the strength, like he was talking about being carried.
Yeah.
The one time that I remember, I got some weird stories, but we have casualties, and we had to respond to anywhere in the ship in 3 minutes. And I was running and tripped over a chain and fell, and everybody else was running there. And one of the O6s saw me, and he got a hold of me, picked me up, got a hold, and then just happened to be that I was right next to where all the officers area was. So I had two O6s carrying me down to medical to get my
Oh.
X-ray, and I'm like, wow, that don't happen very often. And then E3 gets carried by an 06 by two captains.
Right.
What up,
Good
Lone
morning,
Wolves?
Lone Wolf. My daddy, I missed you in there. Good morning, my daddy, if you're still in. That's why I wish I had the admin status. I think they can see how many people's in from all the different channels.
All right.
Yeah. And speaking of like the sick hall, like whenever they told me I needed to go, I remember because like in that basic training, they got the different groups like A group, B group, C group, and D group based on how fast you run your initial like your first like what they call the 1, 1, and 1 PT test. Kind of see where
Yeah.
you place in like speed, push ups, and sit ups. So I got put in A group. I think it was like probably 4 weeks in, 4 or 5 weeks in, keeping up with A group good, and then all of a sudden like we're on this. You know, they always say we're only going to run 2 miles. The next thing you know, you're like mile 4, mile 5. While all the slow runners are like, you know, doing their 2 miles, we're like, we're just going to keep going. And my legs started going numb. And then that's whenever it was like, why couldn't you keep up? And I was like, drill sergeant, I can't feel my foot. He goes, why ain't you going to sick hall? And I'm like, y'all told me not to go to sick hall. That's when he was like, you're dumb. I'm like, I know. Can I go to sick hall now?
Yeah.
And in like 2 weeks, it was like, it ended up being like some tendon issues. And like for 2 weeks, I was on crutches. I'm like, man, I'm going to get recycled. I'm going to have to start back at day one. I think I had a dream last night too about like coming to me and be like, all right, you got to go back to day one. You should recycle your holdover. And I'm like, no.
Ooh, would not have. I've recycled. I think we had 2 people in my division that had to recycle, and our recruit division commander was one of them that got recycled back 2 weeks. And I was like, oh, there he went. Thought he was supposed to be in charge of all of us.
Right. Now I had a couple of holdovers that were in my company too. Like I remember being in my platoon. Like one of them, I was like, "Why are you a holdover?" And the other one, I was like, "I can see why you're a holdover." But they were both cool. But it was just like one was just like he kind of like he lost interest and was like, "I just really don't want to do this no more." And it was like he would go back and forth, like, "Oh, I like it," and then the next day he wouldn't. Then he would just not perform, and he'd end up being held over so long to where they just trapped you. I think after like 2 or 3 holdovers, like if they, I think it's a 2 strike rule on most of it, and then you end up getting processed out, which I think takes longer to get processed out than it does to get processed in and graduate.
I know someone that was processed out of it was a Marine boot camp, and I think it took them 2 to 3 weeks to out process. It was weird because I mean he was only in I think 4 or 5 days when they started his out process paperwork. I was like, wow,
Wow.
yeah. He just didn't tell the truth on this beginning of his enrollment.
Oh yeah, and you like, it's like the people that hide asthma. Some of them can get away with it, but then if somebody's got such bad asthma, they're like, "Why didn't you tell us you had asthma?" You know, it's like so with those or some of the small things that you're like trying like they say you're trying to hide, but it's just like some of the pointless things like color blindness, flat foot, like those things. Like you can't be in the service because of those. You know, like if they find out that while you're in, or if they diagnose you with it, they process you out. Which I don't think that's the big deal now. I know like
It's
it used to be a big thing.
I know that my flat foot came afterwards.
All the weight and ruck marches and staying on your feet and standing in attention and trying not to lock your knees. I imagine everybody's feet gets a little bit flatter.
I've only seen 2 people fully fall out from locking their knees in.
Man, I can't remember her name. I remember it was a couple years after I'd been in my unit. It was like I was in headquarters platoon, so like in our drill hall, we would like horseshoe around, be like headquarters, first platoon, second platoon, and then detachment would be like the next horseshoe around. Somebody in second platoon and second squad, they locked her knees. She was pregnant, and she locked her knees. Instead of somebody catching her, they just stepped out the way. She like
Ooh,
you heard her head hit the it's like a basketball court, like concrete floor, and she hit. Man, it was like everybody's looking over and like, why did you step out the way? Like, man, at least I was like all the way over there, like, oh, it was loud enough to make everybody kind of like jerk a little bit, be like, what happened? But we were facing in a way to like where you seen her going back, so like the way we were angled, we could see all the platoons, and it was just, oh man, seeing such slow motion.
so she fell backwards.
Yeah, she fell backwards, and like everybody's like, somebody could have grabbed her, like helped, like stopped her from falling, but it was just weird. Else they just sidestepped and bloom, like they.
It's
But yeah,
I've seen
she ended. I can't remember if she stayed in the unit for a while. She was still in whenever I got out, so she ended up being all right. But
I've
it
seen
was
them
one of those moments. It's like, man, I've never seen that before.
I've seen them go this way, and I've seen them kind of go sideways, but never backwards.
Yeah, she went smooth. It might have been because she was pregnant and she was already kind of like leaning back from being pregnant, you know? Like, I can't, I'm imagining you do have weight pulling you forward, but you're trying to like counteract it and that locking your knees and you just like your head roll back. Where the head goes, the body will follow.
Mhm. It's the way it happens.
Yeah. But man, I know she went to see medical on that. So like, I do hope that she got that service connected. Because that hitting the back of the head, regardless. I mean, that's concussion, that's TBI. You know, regardless. As many as I've had, if she got out of like not having a head injury from that, I'd be like, man, that's surprising.
It's with surprisingly with all the falls I've had, I don't remember hitting my head. I've
Oh man,
hit my back. I mean, when I was 13, I fell and twisted my ankle and fractured my wrist. But
What up?
oh,
What
there
up?
he is. There's Staff Sergeant.
there he is. You tell us about the times whenever you've seen somebody lock their knees in formation.
Oh, is that what you guys are talking about?
Yeah,
Oh, God.
like just the one
Where to
most
start?
memorable moment that you've ever
Most memorable one. During like the like I think it was at drum, but it was like during like the division like change of command.
had. Yeah, that's
There was
normally when
like,
they happen too.
well, it's you're out there rehearsing for like 4 hours before it starts
Yeah,
plus, but it was like as soon as we started that there was like probably 20. I mean, granted, there's like 10,000 soldiers and stuff like in that like at the parade
yeah,
field. Like as soon as it started, it was just like freaking the medics were just running around because people were just dropping.
man. So I've never seen that. That seems, yeah, that's how it is in the active army.
Yeah,
I'm
well,
not
you
National
go
Guard
like
changing commands. We never had like 10,000 people. I'm pretty sure it's like close to a couple thousand in the ones I've done.
I
And
mean,
I've
for
Yeah.
seen
division,
like,
I mean, it's like the entire like Fort Drum, and at that point, there's like the three, well, technically 4 brigades, up
yeah,
there, so it's like a couple thousand from each brigade.
Ooh.
But yeah, like
yeah, but divisions normally are up to 10,000, ain't it? I think that's the amount. I was
nah,
hearing it on something I was watching earlier, and they were talking. It was a podcast. They were talking about like the amount that's in like a unit, platoon, division,
I think
brigade.
like average like a company's like 150 to 200. Battalions are usually like 700 to 800, depending on how many companies, and then brigade is what, like 5 or 6 battalions, and then the divisions, 4 brigades. But yeah,
Yeah.
it was fun. But yeah, it was like as soon as we started, like no one did anything during rehearsal, but it was like you show up at 8 o'clock to do rehearsal, and the actual ceremony doesn't start until 3.
Oh yeah. Dude, y'all never had to do, well, I don't know, might have been just been for the National Guard. We would go out there the day before, and then we'd go out there hours before it, and then we'd have a long break, and then you'd see everybody gathering up, and then it would be like you'd have to sit there and just wait until everybody got in their seats. Then you'd have to like go while you're waiting on everybody. It's like, and then the point of the day depends on, like, I remember getting bronchitis one time during change of command, where I'm sitting there and they're watching me just way back and forth, and they're like, "Are you okay?" And I was like, "I'm not feeling too good." And it was like, "You don't look like you feel good." And it was like, "Go to sick hall." It's one of those moments we were talking earlier too. It's like whenever you don't want to go to sick hall, and then they're looking at you like, "No, no, 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 you need to go." when the NCO is looking at you like, "Go," I'm telling you, it's an order.
I think there's once, it wasn't during like a like anything special, but it was like I went and did a competition. This was like during deployment. Like I went to like Kuwait or something to do like NCO of the year, some crap, because they still wanted to do that for some reason while we were deployed. So it was like just a week of being. We just went to Kuwait and just did the competition, but like I was like so sleep deprived and like so dehydrated, and it was like the first day we flew into wherever, and like I immediately like went to like where they had us resting and fell asleep. And I was like, I'm so sleep deprived, whatever. I still didn't really drink any water or any crap like that. And then the sergeant major came and wanted to talk to us. So like I was dead asleep, woke up, and I was so lightheaded from like immediately waking up and standing at parade rest and like so dehydrated. He literally was like, "You can sit down," because I like apparently I like stood up when he walked in. I just got so pale. I was like, "Yeah." He's like, "Dude, like drink water. Like what the heck?" And I was like, I need to go back to sleep.
Right.
But I would guarantee,
Morning.
like, if I would have actually like stayed standing and all that crap, I would have passed out.
Right. Good morning, Kentucky. Good thing you got some sleep. Welcome in. Better late than never.
See, that's the thing when I hear Army people say division, even though I've been like in the Army Reserves, I still think of like the Navy means like a division means like unit. So like your division, like in different parts of the ship have different divisions, and they're only maybe like 100, 150 people top.
Oh, so it's like a company size section kind of a thing. Okay. How does it break down in the Navy? Like, how is it like the different echelons?
Like, I mean, like groups.
Yeah, like the names and all that stuff.
Like for like there's the division, the shop division, and then can't remember the other ones. There's only like 3 of them when we was on the ship.
Okay.
But like when you're in the E1, E3s, they're all seamen or firemen, and then the E4 is an NCO petty officer. So all E4s in the Navy are NCOs. Kind of different than in the Army, because the Army, the only time an E4 is an NCO is if they're corporal.
Yeah,
the
now
only time you're
they
a corporal is in, I think, isn't it? You might correct me if I'm wrong, Brandon, but a corporal in the Army, they're only a corporal if they're in charge of like a squad or a team.
not
like
technically anymore. They changed it to where as soon as you graduate BLC, then you get pen corporal.
Even if you're still an E4.
Yeah, so you can be, but it's
Okay.
typically like if you can get corporal before that still, but it's like as soon as because they're trying to distinguish of like the typical sham shield, like you've been a specialist for 7 years kind of crap,
Right.
to where like as soon as you graduate BLC, like you're technically like able to get promoted to E5. So they're like trying to make it to where corporal actually means something now.
Right.
It still doesn't, but
It's kind of like the difference between being a master sergeant and a first sergeant, right? You still have responsibilities, sometimes more, but you still get paid as much as the guy who has
Yeah.
less. You know, it's like I was like almost like getting promoted from master sergeant to first sergeant. It's almost like, well, thanks for just the pin. I'm not getting a raise, so
Yeah, and like
now
what
I
I
got
got
more
pinned.
responsibilities and.
I think I got pinned corporal the first time before I got demoted. As soon as I like took over a team, because they're like I think I went from like PFC, and then it was like a couple months later I took over, or I got pinned specialist and I took over a team. So they tried to like do it, at least for my battalion. There was like anyone in a team leader spot. They finally like were trying to do it, and then I got demoted, and then I think I got corporal. Like again, it was just like a month before I made E5 because points were maxed. So like no one got promoted that, but like they're trying to do it now where it's actually like signifies like something. But most of the time people just get it as soon as you graduate BLC, and you'll wear it until you like make the list for E5.
I don't think they were
It's still
giving.
a pointless rank. You're still just like it's the same as you mean you're getting paid the same. I mean, still, I've been in a 7 position for like 2 years and some change now, and I mean, I'm still getting paid a 6. So,
Oh, really?
I'll take that.
So they don't. They're not going to do back pay for you
no.
on that either.
Absolutely, I wish that'd be a good freaking paycheck if that ever
Right.
happened. But
Be like, man, I don't need this BAH no more. I'm buying me a house.
Hey, I like that being part of the E4 mafia, though. It was the perfect little space.
Dude, yeah. And E4
it
is kind of the
depends
glue
on
of certain areas too. They're like
it
you got
depends
the
on who your
Shammers.
E4 mafia is.
Right,
Like if you
right.
have like the good like the actual E4 mafias where it's just like give me a task, go and ask questions, it'll get done. Like
Right,
those are the good ones. Like hey, we
Yeah.
need this, and they'll be like, just leave me to it, give me a couple hours, and then you come back and it's actually done. Granted, don't know how you came across that equipment or where that came from or how it got done, but it's done. Like those ones of like, hey, I can tell you what to do. I can go back, do whatever stuff needs to be at the company, and knowing that I can come back in a couple hours and it'll be done. Granted, you might go and technically acquire some equipment, but that type of like mafia is kind of dwindling out. Not really paying that much anymore.
Yeah. Yeah. I'll touch on Kentucky real quick. Prayers for you, Kentucky. You had to go to the ER twice over the weekend. You got F.O.B. Keep track of that. I'm not familiar with it. I Googled it, and prayers for you on that. I see that can cause like the dizziness, fatigue, chest pains, and it's a heart condition. It looks like. Prayers for you on that. And also he asked, was it BNOC and is BLC versus WLC? BLC is WLC.
Yeah,
I think BLC is more. They extended it to where it's like instead of being like what it used to be like 2 weeks, now it's like 21 days. You know, less. Like when I went, it was less time in class. It was more like going to work at 8 to 5. That was class time. Then you had your personal time, and then 2200 lights out, that kind of thing. When WLC was around, it was more strict. It was like a lot of sleep deprivation involved in it. Like they'd make you in class for a long time. I know people I went through WLC. I said it was a lot of like they didn't get the soldiers time, or they didn't get like personal time until like a certain like from 5 to 10. They didn't get none of that.
Never made it to BLC.
Yeah, it was like basic. Used to be called Warrior Leadership Course for the Army to get your E5, like go through all that, and then it turned to Basic Leadership Course, and that's where you get your E5. And I think they went to after that would be ALC for the Advanced Leadership Course, where you get your E6. And then what's the next one? SLC, where you get your E7. Yeah. So I still know a little bit about that.
They've changed it now to where like I think you still need BLC to make E5, but you don't need ALC for E6. You need ALC for E7 and then SLC for E8 and all that. So like, and they changed that while I was in SLC. So like as soon as we showed up, the regulation change is literally like our like day 1 or day 2 or something like that. They changed it, so we were all there, and they're like, technically, you guys don't need this course anymore. We need it for 8. And we're like, cool, like we're still here. So they're like, yeah, like I know, like, I'm probably not going to another like NCO course for like 5 years.
Yeah, I was technically an E3 when I went. I got promoted back to an E4. Then I got demoted back to an E3 once I got done with BLC.
I was an
It was
E5
What about
promotable. Got knocked down to an E3 in 01. Do not drink on call status.
yeah. Don't try to either, because more than likely you'll get caught. Alcohol has a distinct smell on the breath when it's not supposed to be around.
Yeah.
When did I get promoted? 2015, I think. I think that's right. But yeah, I got drunk and cussed out my first night.
Took me almost 2 years to make E5 because there's E5 promotable. And then when I got E3, it took me till I joined the Army to make E4.
Yeah.
Oh, so BNOC was before WSC. BNOC was.
They keep changing the names.
Yeah, I remember all my senior NCOs. Whenever I got in, they all whenever they would, like, especially whenever I was going to BLC, and there was like, you're going here, and I'm like, what is that? And they're like, oh, it's this. And I'm like, why don't you say it? Well, when I went, that's what it was called, this, which then it was called this, and now it's called this for you, but it's all the same thing. And I'm like, why do they keep changing the names? You just simply just call it, you're going to school. Okay. You're gonna pay me to go to school. That's cool. I'm gone. What am I gonna do? Whatever they tell you. Sweet. I get to eat. I get to sleep. That's it. I'm done. That's how I was when I went. You want me to go here? Good. As long as I get paid. So whenever I don't get paid, that's when I get grumpy.
Well, I don't know how it was when you guys went through. BLC was like every MOS or WLC or BNOC or whatever you want to call it. It was like every MOS went. So it's like, freaking you be with everyone. And then everything after that, like ALC, SLC, MOC, all that stuff is like MOS specific.
Yeah, I think that's what I've heard. Like if you go to LC, that it's for your more specific for your MOS.
That makes sense.
Or whatever your primary MOS is. So it's like I said, also if you have like 2 or secondary, you get to choose which one you want to make your primary, I guess, if you've met that, like held it for more than 2 years. I think whenever I went to MP, I had to be an MP for 2 years before I could go back to being a primary 91 Bravo mechanic. Because like after 6-7 months of being an MP, I was like, hey, I want to go back to being a mechanic. Can I just go back to the motor pool? And they're like, not for 2 years. I'm like,
I haven't heard of that. And like I was still an MP going through reclass when I went to ALC. So I went to MP ALC, and then like 2 months later, I was a 79 Romeo.
I don't know if it's different for National Guard too, because like whenever you're in a unit, I guess to hold that for their books or whatever. I don't know how that works, because like a lot of stuff they would tell me, I'm like, that sounds a lot of politics that I don't understand. So I'm just gonna.
Well, for you guys, it's definitely based off of like slots and who's holding like what position and stuff like that.
Right.
And like, how many spots are in your unit for like how many E5s, how many E6s, and how many E7s?
Yeah, like for MOS specific as well too. I think because like I know we only had so many slots for E6, like for like so many E4s, and the rest E3 slots or whatever. Mostly like E4, and then it capped off, and then like you couldn't be E5 in that unit until that person transferred, moved, or discharged. And then most of the time, it's like whoever's next on the list anywhere else gets first dibs on it versus you if you're in that unit already. At least that's how it was for me. You got to go by time and service, time and grade, all that good stuff.
Yeah, but it's also kind of sucks for the Guard because you'll have people like in that same unit for 15 years. Like holding that
Oh,
one
yeah.
slot that like
waiting for it,
Well-
and then
Right.
somebody jumps in there, and they're like, "Oh, that was my
yeah,
slot."
and they like they'll just take that slot for 15 years and like retire so I can get promoted.
Right, and then people wonder, well, like, why are you in E4 for 15 years? And because they kept filling that slot, and I couldn't, like, either you couldn't make that slot or they didn't. I understand, like, some politics plays in it sometimes too, because if somebody wants you in that slot, it's a lot like politics. Rub elbows with the right person, they can put in a good word for you, make their little statements for you, and in the National Guard, I know, like, once you hit E5, I think. After E5, you got to start going to the board, but to get your E5, you don't have to go to the board to get your E5. I think in active, you have to go in front of the board to get your E5, don't you?
It depends. Like, both of my promotion boards were like walk in, walk out promotion boards. Like, my E5 one, I did it was like MP of the year. So like, I didn't know I was going to the board. I came back from the competition and they're like, "Hey, you have the promotion board on like Wednesday," and I was like, "I don't have anything ready." And they're like, "Well, you're going." And I walked in, and my sergeant major told me to sit down, shut the fuck up, because I lost. I got like fourth. And then so he's just talking shit to me for like 30 minutes, and he's like, "All right, you're promotable, get out." And I was like, "You guys aren't gonna ask me a question." He's like, "You want us to?" And I was like, "Nah, I'm good. Like, I appreciate it." Like, oh.
Morning,
But you
Ryan.
have to
Man,
you
it
have
is
to
a
go
sleep in day.
before you have to go before a board to get your promotable status.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I think it's just slightly. I don't know. They might have changed it. Like I said, I've been out since, oh man, 8 years now. I'm pretty
Yeah,
sure
like,
that a
you still
lot
have
of
to go
things have
before the board.
changed. Yeah, have changed. Like like in the guard side. I wonder if they've changed a lot of stuff there.
I mean, I'm also like I've been out of that stuff for a while because like in recruiting, every like new NCO and stuff we get E6 like at the minimum now, because you get pinned E6 as soon as you graduate recruiting school. Like that's part of the ceremony and stuff now, because they're trying to like entice
Oh, really? Y'all
people to
don't
come
have any
do it.
E5s that are recruiters?
The only ones that are E5s are what they came out here, or they came to recruiting before they implemented that, which was like I think it was like 2020, end of 2024.
Okay. Yeah.
They started that. So any E5s that are still in recruiting came to recruiting before that, but like they started, it was like October of 2024. Like as soon as you graduate the ARC, you pin E6, which is screwing a lot of people because they like will volunteer for recruiting like shortly after they make E5 and then come out to recruiting as an E6, and you don't have any like team leader time or any crap like that, to where like the timeline for you to get promoted and like what they look for E7, like you're just screwing yourself.
Yeah.
Like when I left Columbus, I had an E6 that showed up, and he was in for maybe 3 years because he got pinned E5, immediately dropped a volunteer recruiting packet, and then within like 6 months of him pinning E5, pinned E6. I'm like, dude, you're not making E7. Like, you're going to be in E6 for 6 years.
Man, I know.
But yeah, that's like one thing.
I was with
like
one of the
entice.
guys in my unit. He was one of the mechanics. He was on the E5 slot, and he'd been in he was getting his 20-year letter, and everybody was like, "When are you going to get your E6?" He's like, I'm stopping right here. He's like, I've been at E5 for 14 years. I'm done. He's like, I didn't want any more responsibility after this. I was like, so you just denied all possible promotions for 14 years. And he was a really good like E5 too. So it was like you should be like a first sergeant or something. It's like too much responsibility.
Yeah, you pretty much have to try at that point to not get promoted. Like, especially like going for like E5 to E6, like that's literally just your battalion saying, yeah, like you're promotable. Like E6, E7 is a little different, but like that you have to try to not get promoted.
That's crazy. It's like all the way up to E5, you're trying to get promoted, and after that, you're just like, no. I guess E5 is like a good stopping point if you was like saying for retirement purposes and like going 20 years. I don't know. I guess it's
well, they changed that now. I don't know when that happened, but like for QMP, which again it might be different in the guard and everything, but like I think it's like 14 years is the longest that you can be in and be an E5 before you get QMP. E6 is 20, like E7 is like 24 or something like that.
Oh, okay.
I have to go through and look and see if they changed it, but I know like you can't get to 20 as an E5 anymore.
Wow.
Okay.
Everyone.
I'm surprised they didn't like
12
implement that
is an
like
E4.
before, because don't the Marines, like if you don't meet certain requirements too, and if you don't meet certain ranks within a certain time frame, you have to, don't you?
I
You
got,
have to, like,
I gotta
you
go,
just get
guys.
chaptered out in a way. All right, brother, you have a good one. Uh-oh. I wonder if Brandon can hear me now.
I can still hear you, but my am I back?
There you go. Yeah, he went black for a second there.
Okay.
Blacked out.
No, I got.
I was like wondering. I was
first
like, is he gonna? Oh, we're about to
me.
lose them. Yeah.
I know my first sergeant texted me, and for some reason, when that the message popped up, it like
Oh yeah, cut your
freaked
camera
my
off
phone
more
out for
than
a
likely.
second. It just like freaked my my phone out for a second. Yeah, I can look to see. I don't remember when the QMP stuff is now, but I know it's like 12 years is the longest you can be in as an E4. I want to say it's like 16 for an E5 and then 20 for E6.
Gotcha, Brad. We're at that hour mark. We can work on getting close to shutting it down.
Yeah.
But,
If you want, yeah, I'm gonna play some more NASCAR 25 tonight.
There you go. Yeah, I forget who was telling me. I was listening to a veteran with a sign. He was breaking down the Marines on like if you meet like after 4 years or like the requirements to continue on. Like so somebody that's been in the Marines for like say 25 years, like it's almost like a major accomplishment to be able to stay in the Marines that long because it's so strict to be able to re-enlist.
Yeah, let me see if I can find that real quick. It was like the timeline.
That's always intrigued me too, because I know some people it's like they want to go for the 20 years, but it's like but they wouldn't let me, and I'm like, man, and I've known people that stayed like they were at E4 for 15 years, and there was like,
Well, I mean, it's
like
also like in general, like nothing against like the Marines, but like they abuse the hell out of like their lower enlisted to where like a lot of them just can't physically stay in.
Yeah, that's true too. I think a lot of areas of I think Army and Marines just like physically breaks them, and then in some cases probably mentally breaks them in some areas too. I mean, there's some training of like I'm pretty sure like you don't see the full extent of some of the training of what you see on TV and documentaries and everything, but what I've heard some people going through like SEER training. I'm like, bro, that training by itself should come with a disability rating.
I went to SEER school and end up like breaking too many bones and getting dropped. I will never do that shit again.
Yeah, see that by itself, like, and don't they purposely break bones that don't get service related?
No, they can break 5 minor bones. At least is whenever I went through. They change it all the time, and it's never the same thing.
Right.
That way you can't really tell anything. But like, yeah, they can, like when you're going through and getting like tortured and crap like that, like they can break up to like 5 minor bones.
Yeah, which is like pretty much like fingers, things with joints that.
Yeah, I end up breaking my scaphoid in my wrist, and like I like cracked, like it was like a hairline or something like in my jaw from it, but like they literally just beat the shit out of you.
Yeah,
like, it's
that's
tough,
what I've heard, and then hearing people say it, and I'm like, and especially people I know is going through it and they don't have a VA rating, and I'm like, bro, you went through SEER, you should just automatically. I think because even don't you go to the airborne jump school after so many jumps, you automatically get a rating.
I have no idea with that. I've
heard somebody tell me that. I might be wrong on that, but
well, I know like my best friend's brag right now, and like they jump all the time, but it's like people that have been doing the jumps, like you legit like one of my buddies been I think he's been in like an airborne unit for like 12 years or something like that. Like he's legit an inch shorter than what he was when he joined, just
from the compression of
Granted, I mean he's probably had a couple hundred jumps or something at this point, but like he's legit
wow. See, I heard somebody told me, because I had a buddy, and this was also too while we was in AIT, and it was one of the NCOs during AIT telling him, was like, if you make it to 100 jumps, you guaranteed to get a certain percentage rating for the physical impacts that like you end up taking from hitting the ground from the jumps, because they're not normal parachutes. Like they don't like float you down real nice and slow and comfortable. You're kind of going down at a good speed. Aren't you? I mean, I never got the chance to do that.
No, I never went and did airborne. I was sick with air assault, but yeah. Hey, first rule of SEER training. Don't talk about SEER training. Yeah, that shit sucked. I would never do that.
Yeah.
I mean, I was just doing it. I was doing a flight packet, and I had the opportunity to go, and they're like, "You want to go?" I was like, "Sure," but like, how people are willing to do that course more than once. Like that was a miserable like week and some change that I went.
Yeah, I know people in our unit, they went to air assault. Then they said it was just like rappelling and doing all that stuff. They said air assault was fun. They said
air assault's just like an attention to detail course. Like
isn't
it like yeah, like it's not like anything tough. Like obviously there's like the physical standard stuff you have to meet, like the running and the rucking and all that stuff. But like if you got that, like the biggest thing that gets everyone on air assault is sling loads, just because it's so like methodical. Yeah, like the process and all that stuff of like inspecting the sling loads. Like that's where most people drop, just because like you have like going through your sequence and like making sure you get all of like the gigs and everything. Like the school itself, like after. Like first week is just learning about helicopters and like what they can hold, how you sit, where you hold your rifle, you do your rappel seat. And then all of week 2 is just doing sling loads. And for literally like from 9 a.m. until like, 1800, you were just practicing like your sequence. And then on test day, you have to find 3 out of the 4 deficiencies that they put, which could be something minor or something big or whatever. But if you don't get the 3, at least 3 of the 4 on each of them, and there's, I think it's like 6 different like inspections that you have to do, or 6 different like loads. If you don't get that, then you're dropped. So like that's like the only hard part, and where most people will get dropped. And then like week 3 is literally just rappelling. You go off the tower, you go out of the helicopter, you do your ruck march, and that's it. Like the most annoying thing was every time your left foot hits the ground, you have to say air assault. But like you say that, like we would just scream that shit enough to where like our instructor's like, all right, we get it. Like you guys don't have to say it anymore. Just keep running everywhere. Like just shut the fuck up. But they didn't do that until after the sling load test, because we lost like probably 60% of our class on sling load.
Oh wow.
Like it went from like
I never got the chance to go to it. I know there was an option. That's like everybody. It was also an option too in the time when I was trying to regain my position from my mess ups in the Army before I got discharged. So I was like watching everybody go to it. I was like, man, everybody gets to do the fun stuff, and you mess up one time and you get that flag, and you're just like, I don't get to go to schools. I don't get none of the fun stuff. You get limited orders. You're like, don't get flagged. That's for any reason whatsoever. Depending on what you do to get flagged depends on how long you're flagged, and depending on what you get flagged for, it could depend on if you're still in the military.
Yeah. No, I mean it's still, freaking each other, and was it the play stupid games, win stupid prizes?
Right. That F.O.B.
Yeah, like airborne, like I haven't heard really anyone like complain about airborne or anything like that. I'd rather rappel out of a helicopter than jump out of a fucking airplane.
See, I would rather fall out of an airplane than slide down a rope. And I'm scared of heights either way it goes. But if I had to make a choice, I would rather fall. Something about that, like whenever if you stop, I don't know, just I didn't like rappelling whenever I was even going down the wall. I only did it because I didn't want to get pushed off and hang upside down.
Then you're doing it wrong.
Well, I wasn't going to ranger school. I wasn't trying to do that front rappel.
The Aussie rappel.
Yeah, it's like with rangers. I seen them like whenever they was trying to recruit people for rangers. It was like they're
You
showing that
never,
little, like the little, like the
yeah, you go down
trailer
front,
for it.
like yeah, like yeah, you
Yeah.
don't learn that in airsoft school. They don't teach you that. That's like more of a thing you'll do after or
Yeah.
whatever. I only learned it because we were bored on
Yeah.
deployment, didn't have anything to do, so we just started goofing around while we were like rehearsing for a mission.
Yeah, I remember seeing people accidentally do that during basic training because they would start spinning around, go upside down, and it's just like, okay, what did we tell you to do when that happens?
Yeah, I forget. Like that was such like a big ordeal for people in basic training going down the rappel tower. I'm like, dude, like it's a 20-foot wall. It's not even like anything crazy.
Oh, we had a 50-foot wall. Yeah, we had a 50-foot wall to rappel down, and then we had to go down the rope wall that was 40 foot, and then the rope slide was like at a 30-foot level.
Like it's not that bad. Like some of the shit on like the obstacle course was like worse than that shit. But like I don't know, everyone got like so, and like same with the gas chamber. Like everyone gets so like their head wrapped around that crap.
Yeah.
Dude, like I will go like this time of year.
Sign me up. I'll
like,
go in there. I don't even need a gas mask. Just I'll go in there and say my name, rank, and social security number, and walk out.
As soon as I start getting sick, I'm like, dude, gas chamber, fuck, clear out my sinuses. Like, let's go.
Right.
But like everyone always just gets so wrapped in their head, and it's like the fear of going through and doing the crap. I'm like, and then as soon as you're done with it, you're like, that was awesome. Like, let's go again. Like, just stop overthinking everything. My internet's out.
Did you go to Fort Campbell? Kentucky ass. So you went to Fort Campbell. I've been to Fort Campbell, but on National Guard for training, and I was with the Kentucky Guard while I was training.
First time there. I just been TDY, and I was attached to 2nd Brigade in Afghanistan.
No, correction. I passed by Fort Campbell. I was on my way from Memphis to go to Wiffertech in Kentucky, and I trained in Fort Knox when I was at Wiffertech.
See, I go to Knox all the time. That place sucks. The only thing good about there is a golf course.
The Mark 19 range wasn't too bad.
Well, they don't do any of that crap now. It's literally like it's just where HRC and recruiting is now.
Really? I know whenever it was part of my MP reclassing phase 2 for us to use the Mark 19 and the big guns, we had to go to Fort Knox and use their range.
Is that where you did? Because I know there used to be like AIT there.
No, I didn't do AIT there. It was for my reclass in the Guard. I did the first phase here at Camp Cook and Camp Beauregard. And then my second phase, because I got injured during that one, so I had to wait a year to go finish phase 2. And then they said I could go to, I can't remember. It was either Greenville, Kentucky, or somewhere else. But I chose to go to Kentucky. It was a place called Wendell H. Ford Training Center.
Okay.
That's why it's just like an acronym called Wiffertech. Everybody called it Wiffertech because the acronym looked like if you said the letters, it's like Wiffertech. I was like, Kentucky's an interesting place.
And I still, because that's where all of my schools and stuff that I do now, because that's where
Wendell H. Ford.
Recruiting is at Knox. So like where I did like SLC and HCRC and all that fun stuff is at Knox now.
Yeah, it was a nice place. It was more like a gentleman's course when I went there because it was like no formations, nothing. It was like, all right, we're going to show up for class. The only time we showed up for formations was like whenever we was doing like certain training events. Man, they had a really good vehicle land nav course. I really enjoyed that, even though I had my ass handed to me like 90% of the time I was on there.
You said vehicle land nav course?
Yeah, vehicle in nav.
The fuck?
Where it's like where you ride in
Is the-
convoys and you go like in a simulated like desert area or like a simulated village, and you're going from like you're setting up traffic control points. You're going to check out like possible like ambush routes, like simulated getting ambushed, IEDs, recovery missions, vehicle recovery. You know, the whole nine. It was like, man, I've never been through so much intense training in my life where I was like, you guys are really, really making me feel like I don't know what I'm doing here. But by the end of it, I was like, I know what not to do. That was one thing. It was real fun though. It was a huge place though. Reminded me of like if you took certain areas around here and just took the trees out. Like here we got tons of pine trees that it's got like more like jungle warfare around here.
That's just Louisiana in general.
Yeah, I mean we have Tigerland, which is supposed to simulate what it's like in Vietnam. So I've never been there, but when they reopened it, I was like, I kind of want to go see it, but I don't like going to Fort Polk. I think that's just
I've
a
never been to
normal
Polk. I
military
got
army
out of doing that whole like what is it people go and do there like the like JRTC or whatever the heck it is.
thing. Yeah, they got a ROTC thing there.
It's like well, a lot of people go like the units stuff do that before deployment, but like I got out of doing that, and same with like NTC. Like whenever I showed up to my units to deploy, they already did that stuff. So like I just showed up and then deployed. So like I got out of doing all that fun stuff, but I never went to Polk. Glad I never have with how much I hear people like hating on that place.
Yeah, I know people that said that they put like all the, you know, you get your wish list of places to go, and they choose 3 places, and then all of a sudden they're like Fort Polk. Why am I going? I didn't choose Fort Polk, and they're like, sorry, you're going to Fort Polk, and they're like, it wasn't even on my choices.
Well, I mean, I got Fort Drum, and that definitely wasn't one of my fucking choices.
And it's like the wish list does not mean you're going to get any of them, from what I hear. And I've also noticed too, like people that lived in Louisiana, they wouldn't send them to Fort Polk. They'd send them somewhere else because like it's so close, I guess, to home, and AWOL would be too easy for them.
I mean, they started doing a thing like before I left NPS recruiting, where like one of your incentives for your enlistment is actually picking your first duty station, like locked in of where you want to go. I was like, yeah, that was a thing. Like, but yeah, like actually, like I want to go to Campbell as my first duty station, and if it's on your like as an incentive, like you can pick that as your incentive of like going. Okay. I was like, I wish because I would not have picked Fort Drum.
Where is Drum at? I can't remember.
Upstate New York.
Okay.
It's like an hour north of Syracuse. Huh? Yeah, it's like an hour north of Syracuse, like 30 minutes south of the border. But like, yeah, like the lake effect snow and everything that comes across, like it's bad. But like if Fort Drum was like 15 miles south, where like there's a big ski resort and stuff called Tug Hill, like that place gets annihilated by lake effect.
Wow, man.
So like Drum would get like a foot or so, and it's still a lot, but like Tug Hill would get like 3 to 4 feet or something like that. It could be like no snow whatsoever and like whiteout conditions down there. So like luckily it wasn't that bad, but yeah, no, I would not have picked that, but I mean, if it wasn't for that, I mean, I wouldn't have met cold. I wouldn't have done a whole lot of crap. So it is what it is, I guess.
I bet you got some good like cold weather gear. Right, like I've heard people talk like when they got stationed in Alaska, they got like cold weather gear that was
we weren't allowed to fucking use it though. Like
that's the bad thing.
No, we would get it, but like they would like actually like say like, hey, like the uniform for this day is like, you know, like just like your uniform or like the level 3 or whatever, like top and bottom, and then like your silks. And then it's like, if you get cold, go shovel snow so you can warm up. I was like, that's not the way it's supposed to go. But like, yeah, if you start getting cold, you better grab a shovel and start shoveling to warm yourself up. But it was like, you're dictated on what you could wear. Like the big like marshmallow suit, I think we only wore once, and it was when we were out at like an ASV range, and we got like a blizzard came through while we were out there and got snowed in for like 2 days. And then they're like, we're not moving. Like you guys can like wear that. So we're all just like sitting there cold as shit, like actually wearing that gear. And yeah, but like, yeah, we were like never allowed to wear it.
Oh see, Kentucky guys. I was there. I was at Whiffer Tech. I think it was sometime in 2013 is when I went. Yeah, 2013 and 2014. It was the beginning. I know it was around in February because I went there. It was warm, and then the next day I got there, it was snow, and I was like, "This is not what I'm used to." I know they told me to bring my cold weather gear, but I didn't think it was going to happen that fast. Yeah, I can't remember the names of my instructors, but they was the one they. It was 2 or 3 of them, and they were doing like the MP reclassing. In Africa. Interesting. Yeah, they told me about like, and they whoever was leading the class, they told me about the because I was getting reclassed to be able to jump on rotation with going to Guantanamo Bay. Boy, they had some stories about Guantanamo Bay from 2007. I don't think I can share them. They told me like things to look out for as far as like how riots and everything, give me heads up and stuff like that. I forget they gave me it was a movie that's based on being over working in Guantanamo Bay. I think it was I don't want to say the I can't remember the name. It was Charlie something. I want to say Checkpoint Charlie, but that's Soft Vet TV. That's not right. I don't think it's Charlie Company either.
No idea.
I'm trying to rack my brain on it, but it was a movie that's talking about MPs working rotations at Guantanamo Bay. It was pretty interesting.
Stupid internet in my office. No.
No, it's not called Charlie Company. Charlie Company is a Vietnam historical 11th century Vietnam. Yeah, I went when they just started taking out the training for forced cell extraction. That's what I got injured at in my phase 1. And no, they didn't do the pepper spraying or the tasing through it. It wasn't part of the schooling. One guy got an option to do it voluntarily, but you wouldn't get a certificate for it. And if you got injured during the process, you wouldn't get any kind of medical assistance because you wasn't a part of the required course. And then it was all based in the unit at unit level to get your certifications.
Yeah, I've gotten OC sprayed once, and I think I've done the taser like 10 times. Yeah, when I got OC sprayed, it was the oil base, and I guess I was like allergic to some part of it. It's like my eyes were like swollen shut for everything for like 3 days. So even when I was like on patrol and stuff, I wouldn't draw it, and I'd tell like my guys, like, if you ever OC someone, like, I'm not getting out of the car. But yeah, like I'd rather get tased every hour than not get OC sprayed again.
Yeah. I mean, I've been in the little outside area watching everybody get sprayed, and if you happen to be just like standing behind them and they, that residual gets past them and onto you, well, it's fun.
Yeah, I'd always like have to go and do like the guide and like an instructor stuff of like taking them through the course and everything. But I'm like full like freaking like face shield. I got like my baklava and like my beanie. I got my sunglasses. I was like, I'm not doing any of this stuff. And then it's like because for you to carry OC spray on patrol, you have to get sprayed and go through that. It's not like a requirement for the taser, but like we tell everyone to do it anyway. You at least have to get dry stun, but it's like go through and just do it. It's like the taser is like a 45-minute intense workout in 5 seconds.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm never like I've had the little stun guns. I've had those like playing around with friends
Oh,
before,
yeah,
but
that's like nothing.
never the probes where it's like the laser and they're like taser, taser, taser. It's like I hate
Oh,
it when
yeah.
somebody says it with that condescending laugh behind it too. And they're like, I'm like,
Well, when I was in drum, I think it was probably after Colt left. When I was in drum, I got tased by my patrol partner on shift. But it was like
on
we were
accident.
he was on accident. It was like a new guy. I was like training. I'll give you guys the story and stuff before we hop up. So it was like a new dude. He's a dumbass. But I was like going through and like training him. It was like his second day on shift or something. And anyone that's been to Fort Drum knows like Triple Deuce. Like they're notorious for being dumbasses and all that crap. So like
There's a triple deuce on Fort Drum.
yeah.
That's the unit I was in here. It's called Triple Deuce.
But the call we got was a dude like knocked someone out or something like that. Was like the call that we got. So whenever we like, but my patrol supervisor showed up before us, and went to like the CQ desk or whatever, and like explained it. And, like, yeah, there's a dude like that's like just knocking people out. So my patrol supervisor saw someone down the hallway, went to go talk to him, and forgot what it was. Turned out it was that dude, and he knocked the patrol supervisor out.
Oh god.
Like this dude was like 6'3", 6'4", something like that, like 230, 240, maybe like a little bit more than that. But he was just yoked, like all shoulders, like and like just like yoked as hell. Turns out he was high on cocaine and bath salts.
Cool. So you wasn't stopping him.
He wouldn't feel anything. But yeah, so he
Nothing.
knocked him out. We showed up. It was like a minute or two later, and like course CQ was like, "Yo, your boy just got knocked the fuck out." And we're like, "Where's this dude at?" And they're like, "Down." He's like right there. So I went through the hallway, and he like tackled me. So we're like fighting on the ground, and like this new dude is literally just standing and watching. Like for a good like 5 or 10 seconds, is just standing and like watching, and like as me and him are like fighting on the ground. And then I was like, "Fucking do something." He's like, "What do you want me to do?" And I was like, "Tase him." And you guys like know whenever you like tase, you're supposed to like turn the taser in the direction of like the way that people are laying, because the prongs come out at like a
right.
they
Yeah,
spread.
they come out like they
Yeah. So he didn't do that, because like so we're like laying on the ground, and we're kind of like at like an angle or something. So he went to tase the dude, and I heard like taser, 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 and I went to like push off the dude a little bit, and I saw the prong go into the dude's chest, and then I heard the taser going off, and it took me a second to realize the other prong was in my ass cheek.
Oh god.
So then I just jumped on the dude to complete it. So I'm doing the whole crap as well.
Oh,
They didn't work. Obviously, as soon as it was done, he decked me right in the face. So I was like, "Tase him again." So we did like tase him again. We finally got it, and then the prong was stuck like on the dude's like chest, and we had to wait for medics and stuff to come out. And so I got him handcuffed. I was like, "This dude could break out of these handcuffs." So they and I still had the taser prong in my ass cheek, because we have to wait for the actual medics to come and get out. And then the dude was still trying to fight with the medics and with us and all that crap. So we like got him into like the ambulance, and I had to like still have the taser prong in it. So like I took my taser prong out, put the dude like my partners in, and sat in the back. And I was like, told the medics and everything, I was like, "If this dude does anything, just scream. I'm gonna do the taser and just jump on top of him." It's like he could easily like break out of these restraints. He didn't end up in all that crap, but like yeah, that my patrol partner literally had to go for like 2 or 3 weeks and give a like class of how to properly utilize a trainer, or utilize a taser. He had to go through certification for it, like a whole bunch of crap. And I ended up like the dude ended up like breaking my nose or some crap like that. But yeah, and so I didn't go and patrol anything for like a month. But yeah, that was a fun day. And this was at like 3:00 in the afternoon on like a Tuesday.
Cool.
It was like middle of the week, like nothing special. And this dude is literally high on cocaine and bath salts and
just flipping out. Just yeah, I've seen like videos of people in the bath salts or something. Like I watched one where this guy was getting tased and he was in the middle of a freeway. It was on like like back when cops and like live PD or whatever. and they're tasing. It was like 3 cops, 3 tasers. They're tasing. The guy's like clenching onto this car door. He's so jacked up on cocaine. And it's like he ends up like breaking the door off of it, I think, or damaging the door. And by the time that he ended up like he was so amped up on it and tased so many times, by the time the drugs wore off of him, though, he ended up like having a heart attack. Like,
well, I mean, yeah, that's still
insane. They almost get like a superpower whenever they're on that.
Well, like it was cocaine and bath salts. Like this dude wasn't feeling anything that we were doing to him.
Yeah. Yeah,
I think he also he was also like drunk or something like that. He had like some jack or some crap like that. But like like
he probably didn't feel none of that with the bath salts and everything. It was just
oh, he wasn't feeling anything. Like I think it was more like the only reason he ended up like stopping and stuff was because he said he hated the feeling of not having control of his body. Like whenever he had, like the tasers was going off, but like it didn't, like it looked like it didn't affect him at all. Like he was just like
right.
as soon as it was done, freaking would swing. And I'm like, yeah, fuck it. I was like, I mean, that was a horrible debate. Yeah, like it's funny, born in Watertown. Yeah, there's
man, the calls, the calls you have to respond to, just like the ones I've heard while I was in too. Some of them are just like, man.
I mean, I responded to a lot more like crazy calls like when I was in Bliss, but that was just because I was there during COVID, and nobody worked for like 5 months or something like that, realistically. So like we would send an accountability text at 5 o'clock in the morning every day, but like everyone would wake up and just get blackout drunk and climb their buildings and do a whole bunch of stupid stuff. Like in New York, it was more of like during the winter, like, you know, people would do stupid crap of just like, you know, snowboarding off of the roof of their barracks into a snowbank and getting hurt, and then obviously just drunk soldiers. Like Texas, it was like shootings and stuff like that.
Yeah, during that time of the lockdown, I bet everything got crazy. People getting cabin fever. I mean, you already get that experience sometimes, just being like when they lock down a post. Some people can't handle the 24-hour lockdowns.
Yeah, but it's like Fort Bliss is like it's literally a city. Like there's like Freedom Crossing. I don't know if anyone in the chat or anything.
I've never been up there before.
There's a Texas Roadhouse on post. Like there's everything that you need is on post. You don't really need to leave post to begin with. But if you do leave post, you're in the middle of El Paso. Like you're in the middle of a big ass city. Like there's something to do no matter what. Like Fort Drum, you have Watertown, which is like 15 minutes away. But there's like nothing to do around. So everyone just does stupid stuff because they like don't have anything to do. Like, yeah, if you've ever been to like there's a whole little like outlet mall on Fort Bliss called like Freedom Crossing. It's like movie theater, Buffalo Wild Wings. At the time there was World of Beers, but I know they were shutting that down when I was leaving. But there was like 2 bars on post, like Texas Roadhouse, a movie theater, Buffalo Wild Wings, Chipotle, like everything was on post.
Oh wow, yeah. See, I've never been that far north. Actually, Kentucky's the highest north I've ever been.
Well, I was talking about like that's on Fort Bliss.
I've never been to like a military post that's actually had all that on there. Normally, it's just like
Fort Bliss,
the only
Texas.
thing that's had anything remotely like that would be like Fort Jackson, where they, you know, like having a movie theater or like a bowling alley or something like that. That was the closest I've seen anything like that.
Well, I went from like Fort Drum, like you have a Burger King. That's it. Like there's nothing on post.
Yeah, I remember like Burger King on Fort Jackson.
Like the movie theater, you go to the mall in Watertown, but like in Texas, like everything was on post. Like you didn't really have to leave post that much. Like I know they were in talks. I don't think they ended up doing it, like building like a Cane's or a Chick-fil-A on post. But
yeah, well, I think Brad said he's on standby for us to shut it down.
Yeah, bath salts is the one that like people go absolutely batshit crazy on.
Yeah, that's the one that happened in Florida where they was talking about that guy like chewing that person's face off, which was like insane. And that was all the way back in like 2010, 2011 when that happened.
Yeah, the dude
Because that
that I
happened right after I
fought
got out of basic
20,
and AIT, and I went on my first set of orders, and I come back, and then I
2015.
hear about this bath salt thing.
Yeah, I mean, I was in high school whenever all that stuff was going on, but yeah, like that, I think it was 2015 is whenever, like end of 2015, whenever, because I know I left in 2016.
Oh,
But
you was
yeah,
in high school whenever I was getting.
I graduated in
Cool.
2013.
Oh man, you youngin'.
Like, well, I graduated 2013, and then deployed in 2014.
Man, yeah, I remember you talking about when you deployed before.
But I got lucky though. It was like I finished AIT and all that crap like December, and then like I think a week after I was still in processing. We got deployment orders, and then I left in April. Like my combat patch ceremony was my 19th birthday.
Go.
Yeah, no, I'll be 31 this year.
Ooh, man. Yeah.
Trace,
you
you're
ain't
like
that
what, like 75, 76, somewhere around that time frame?
He's turning my age, 34.
He wishes.
That's my age backwards. Well, I'm about ready to shut it down now, man.
I'm good if you are. I don't remember what my next meeting is.
I had a little rough start to it, and I tell you, man, it's difficult doing it by yourself. Or not difficult. It's just like
I tried
trying to act as two people.
As soon as that meeting was done, I was trying to like hop back in, but at least Sling and everything was able to hop up with you. But
yeah, I appreciate the Sling hopping in, saving me from going off on like my little Rolodex rants. My Rolodex was starting to spin. I was like, just talk about something. What it lands on, that's like a roulette game.
oh, finally my internet and my station's back on. What was I gonna do before? Yeah, we can go ahead and shut it down and everything if you want.
All right, you want to handle the prayer?
I can. Give me a second. If this shit. What was it that I was gonna Google earlier?
Oh, I cannot remember. The only thing I Googled earlier was AFib, because praying for you, Kentucky, on the AFib. Hopefully they can get that regulated out for you.
Yeah, you can go ahead and do your little ending stuff. I'm responding to email real quick.
All right. Well, everybody, we do appreciate just hanging in there and stepping in today with the F.O.B on this Talk About It Tuesday. Hope y'all have a great day. And the weather hope it's going to be pleasant for you for the next few days. It's supposed to be fairly nice down here. Seems like it's getting better up there for Brandon. Hopefully the snow melts, and hopefully you don't get any more. I'll quit asking for it. I quit asking. I'm not even going to joke about it no more. But we do appreciate you stepping into the F.O.B. And just a little motivational thing I found, be not afraid of growing slowly. Be afraid only of standing still. And when y'all remember, y'all matter, you're awesome, and you're not alone. And reach out to somebody and check in with your loved ones, your friends, family, and anybody that crosses your mind. Any words, Brad, or are you able to?
I don't know if you guys can hear me. When he hopped back up,
muted. I don't know if he's got the echo.
Can y'all hear me?
He's gonna be able to. There you go. No echo either. That's perfect.
Can y'all hear me?
I can hear you, but I can't hear AA now.
Oh, I can hear you both, y'all. He can't hear me, but I've said my outro. How about now?
Now I can't hear anything. Hold on, let me.
Now them technical
reset
difficulties, y'all. This is what the backstage looked like this morning.
My bad,
I can hear. I see. It's crazy. I can hear both of y'all, but it messes up him hearing me or you only.
Right.
But I can hear both of y'all. It never messes me up. It only messes y'all up with y'all being able to hear me or something.
That's crazy, dude. I see
I know,
Chaotic in here
man.
too. Yeah, Trace is in here. I guess he was waiting. He was gonna shut it down for y'all if I wasn't in here.
Oh yeah, he
Hey,
sent
great
a
morning,
text saying he
everybody.
seen you
True
in there.
American Brad ass. Yeah, whenever, dude. Don't let me slow you down.
Oh yeah, Brandon was gonna handle the prayer. I said my little out already, and then you popped in.
Yeah, is he coming
Left him
back?
with. I think he was gonna try to, cause like he lost, he wasn't able to hear me anymore.
Got you. Yeah, sorry about all the technical difficulties, guys. We doing the best we can, bearing with what we can.
Yeah, working
Um,
remote on a remote server.
yeah, just working remote, but we still showing up. That's the big thing.
Right.
There he is. All right, there we go.
There
Can
you
you hear?
go. Yeah, I see. I can hear y'all either way it goes. It's only you or him that either have a problem
I hear
with
you.
me. I don't.
Okay, yep. But you can hear me now, Double A.
Yeah, I can hear you. I could
Okay,
hear you
I can
before
hear
too.
you
You
now.
just
I
couldn't
don't.
hear me.
Yeah, I couldn't. I don't know. It was the opposite thing last time. There we go. But yeah, because whenever we had the shit on the, I forget what day it was, but it was I couldn't. I could hear. We could both hear you, but we couldn't hear each other. And
Right.
now it's you can hear
Right.
the
Okay.
top.
As
Yeah,
long
it's
as it's
so
working,
weird how it
dude.
works.
It's working now,
Yeah.
but I don't know. It might just be because like you're on your phone or something right now, and StreamYard's like only one person is allowed to be on their phone.
Right. And dude,
Maybe.
if this proves we're not AI because AI wouldn't do this.
Exactly. Exactly,
It's like
dude.
AI.
Real as it gets
Could you
right here.
imagine AI faking a technical difficulty just so it could be like, I don't want them to know. That would be
Yeah,
the
right? You
ultimate
know what I
Terminator
mean?
trick, you know?
Yep. I'm getting ready to go for my ruck, boys.
How
There you
far are you
go.
going
There you
today?
go.
Shit, right at 4 miles, probably.
Heck yeah. Oh, you're doing it this early?
Man.
Get it in while I can, brother.
Yeah. Since you want to say the ruck, here's another little motivational thing. If there's no struggle, there is no progress.
Facts. Facts, y'all. Day 17, y'all. Day 17 of 28 today. Rocking, man. It's amazing.
I think I still need to do a couple more miles to catch back up for the 3.5
I
each
got
day.
you.
Like
I think last time I looked, I'm at 63 out of 100, dude. So,
There you go.
I have to go and look. I think I'm probably around like the 50, like high 50s maybe,
yeah.
or take like maybe like mid to high 50s, but not anywhere close to what I want to be.
That's understandable, dude. You still rocking. You still active duty and all that shit.
Oh yeah, and it's also freaking this whole new first sergeant and
Yeah,
going to Pittsburgh and all that stuff.
right.
But I'll catch back up. I'm not gonna lie. Like yesterday, I didn't do anything. I stayed in my bed the entire day.
Right.
Like I was like, this is a rest day. Like the federal holiday. I'm taking a day off. I played NASCAR 26 like half the day. Like I just chilled and relaxed.
There you go.
Gave the body a break for a little bit, but
Mile marker 23. I see you trades.
Yeah. If Danielle is or Daniel is still in here, ask real quick. What's her MOS? I was mechanic 91 Bravo. If y'all want to say
68
before we
whiskey.
leave.
Combat medic.
I don't even see that. I joined as an MP 31 Bravo, and then I reclassed to recruiter. It was at the time 79 Romeo. Now it's 42 Tango. I switched all that fun stuff, but yes, I'm a recruiter now. Swag.
Yes, sir.
And I was also military police. I had a little taste of that to realize I like being a mechanic more.
I like what I do now. Like I like doing the medical recruiting aspect of it.
Aviation ordnance. That's one of our other hosts, y'all. Mr.
Ooh,
Traits.
Aviation.
What's your little slogan thing that you say, traits? If you, what was it? If you ain't whatever.
IYAYAS. No, if you ain't ordinance.
If you
IYAOYAS.
did or something like
If you
that.
ain't ordinance, you ain't shit. Yeah.
Yeah,
I think I said it right for him.
I was part of that. Yeah, 91
Yes,
Bravo is
sir.
Hey,
mechanic, will be a mechanic. That's part of the ordnance corps.
Right.
I agree with you there.
I don't know if y'all can see it or not. Is it
Yeah.
backwards?
No,
no, no, it's right.
it's right on mine. Yeah, combat medic.
There you
Is that
go.
your basic? Is that your basic training
And then,
tattoo?
yep. And then gone but not forgotten.
There you go.
You know what I mean? Oh, have I ever showed y'all this one?
I've seen it. Is that like the ambigrams where you can flip it
Yep.
over and it's got like it says one thing?
That's veteran.
Okay,
Okay.
I see it.
Combat.
Combat. Okay. Yeah.
Can you read it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
actually, I know. Now that you said, yeah, I can tell now. Yeah, that's dope.
Yeah.
Yeah, combat veteran, bro.
And like yeah, I like the way they do ambigrams like that, where it's like it's almost like hieroglyphics in a way. Like you
Right.
Out
gotta
of the
pay
woods.
attention to it to see it. You know.
Yep. And it portrays a message for sure. Like life over death.
Sure.
That's one of my favorite ambigrams.
Yeah.
Appreciate that, out the woods.
Yeah. I've already said my closing. If y'all want to throw one in before as we go out, because I'm about to have to make a bathroom break here in a little bit.
Oh,
You
Jesus
cut out
and
on,
faith. That's pretty cool. Is that
you
traits?
cut on my audio for a second. What'd you say?
I was saying, whenever y'all want to do y'all's outro, I'm gonna have to step out here in a minute, take a bathroom break.
Oh, you're good. Let's shut her down, dude.
Yeah.
You want to go ahead and do your little closing, or you want me to go?
Oh, yeah. I'll
Well, I know you already did. I was
restart
talking
it.
Brad.
Yeah, I'll do it again, just so it's not like so broken up. I
You're
do
good.
appreciate y'all coming in. I am Double A, and always remember that you matter, you're loved, and you're not alone. Reach out to someone that, if they're just crossing your mind. And once again, remember, don't be afraid of growing slowly. Be afraid of only standing still. And there's no struggle. If there's no struggle, there's no purpose. Much love.
Facts. Yes, sir. I'll go ahead
You
and
wanna
go
go?
real quick. Yeah, real quick, guys. Go ahead and smash that like button. We appreciate all love and support over here on the F.O.B, the Forward Operating Broadcast, where we regroup, resupply, recalibrate every Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. Central, 9 a.m. Eastern, to better equip you to continue your mission or Charlie Mike. Remember, you do matter, you are enough, and you are loved. If you're struggling, don't be afraid to reach out to any of us on the panel. Hop in that Discord, or if you think you know someone who's struggling, don't be afraid to reach out to them via voice text or text message. Sometimes hearing the voice is that much better. So, yeah, just reach out, guys, and I want to leave y'all with a little motivation. You can blend in or you can break out. You can remember, comfort whispers, discipline roars. The easy road costs you everything your way. Every excuse you make builds a cage. Choose your way. Stay motivated, stay hydrated, talk about it, and have a tenacious Tuesday. Cool.
Cool.
Cool. Heck yeah. Yeah, appreciate y'all hopping up, joining us. I know it was kind of a weird thing today with it pretty much just being Double A for a little bit, with us having to bounce and all that fun stuff. But I appreciate y'all. Again, don't be afraid to reach out to any one of us. Even the freaking little filter stuff. Yeah, don't be afraid to reach out to us. Hit me up anytime, give me a call, shoot me a message. Discord, I'm pretty easy to find. On Facebook, a pretty unique name. But yeah, like, don't be afraid to talk about it. Like, if you just want to get shit off your chest, give me a call. Like, I'll listen. I might talk some shit here and there, all that fun stuff. But Like that. Don't be afraid to talk about it. Get it off your chest. Reach out to any one of us, and we'll do what we can for you. We appreciate y'all. We'll see you tomorrow for Wing It Wednesday. Appreciate y'all. Much love.
That's right. Cool.
You want to do the prayer or you want me to do it?
You got it.
All right. Heavenly Father, we appreciate you allowing us to hop up and be a part of the channel. I appreciate everyone in chat. I appreciate for another day of allowing us to grow closer to you. Lord, I just pray you help out anybody in chat that's struggling, anyone dealing with any health issues, any mental issues, anything like that people are dealing with. To allow you to put your healing hand on everybody and allow us to grow ever closer to you. Appreciate another day on this earth. And we say all this in your holy name. Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
They will not break our country's strength. They will not take our nation's freedom.